Hello and welcome to part 3 of the 5-part series of Mastering the Bass Drum. My name is John Frederick, and so far I've taught you the grip, I've taught you how to stand in set and playing position, and I've taught you how to hit the drum, which is going to take a little practice, but if you keep that technique up, then you're definitely going to be a master of the bass drum in no time. So for part 3, I'm going to teach you guys some advanced techniques. Okay, so if some of this stuff seems a little challenging for you, don't worry about it. Just take your time and practice it, and it'll be a lot clearer and it'll make more sense as you go along. So the first advanced technique I'm going to talk to you guys about is using your fingers when you're hitting the drum. So in part 2, I taught you guys that when you turn your forearm, keeping your wrist straight, turning your forearm to play the drum like so. Okay, I taught you that's the proper way of hitting the drum, which it is. But as you get progressively better and better, you want to have a little bit more punch and a little bit more oomph, and you want to control the stick a little more. And the way to do that is to learn how to open up your fingers like so when you hit the drum. Okay? And so what you're going to do is you're going to keep your forearm flat. Okay? You're still going to turn out your forearm, keeping your wrist straight. But what you're going to do is you're going to open up your fingers. See my fingers? See the gap that I have between my fingers and my palm? Okay? You're going to turn out and open up the fingers versus just this. See that I have my fingers down here? You're going to turn out, and what you're going to do is you're going to sling your forearm that way, but you're going to use your fingers to bring the stick in. Like so, versus just using your forearm like this. You're going to use your fingers to get a little bit more oomph in your stroke. Let me show you an example. This is me playing without using my fingers, just with my rotation of the forearm. That's a good sound, but let's actually utilize my fingers a little bit. Okay, it just adds that just 10 to 15% more oomph in the sound. Without my fingers, with my fingers. Alright, so again, what I'm doing is I'm turning out with the forearm. Okay, you can see the path that the stick is making. It's sort of going that direction, right? But if I open up my fingers, you can see the path is more straight out, right? And it's going towards the camera. Okay, I'm not breaking my wrist. My wrist is still flat, right? No break. All I'm doing is opening up the fingers and using those fingers to bring the stick back into the head. Okay, versus this. The next advanced technique that I'm going to teach you is how to buzz on the bass drum. It's a very weird sound, and you use buzzes for, you know, big fanfare moments, and you can also use buzzes for special effects for whatever show you're doing. So the proper way to buzz, you would think that all you would do is just turn the forearm out and make a buzz sound, right? Which you can, there's really nothing wrong with doing that. But what I have been taught and what I have come to realize is to get a better buzz sound, you want to actually keep your forearm straight, and you don't want to turn at all. Actually, what you want to do is you want to push your elbow out and move your entire forearm out and press. Okay? Versus keeping your elbow still and twisting your forearm. Keep your forearm straight and flat and turn in like that. Versus this. See, I can't go as quickly when I'm trying to turn my wrist and turn my forearm for the buzz. It's a lot easier to go in and out like this than to turn my forearm. Okay? The last technique I'm going to teach you is how to do a diddle, or an open roll on the bass drum. Now, if you are a bass drummer for like an 18 to 24 inch drum, then okay, you have it pretty easy. But with the 26, the 28, and the 30 inch drummers, I'm sorry, it's going to be a little tougher for you guys, but it's still possible. Now, the way you want to roll on a bass drum is you want to use, there are two different ways to do it. You can use the fulcrum without using your fingers, kind of like you would on a snare drum, okay? And you can turn out, and you can use the fulcrum and use the bounce and figure out how to get a good diddle. You can do the double beat exercise like you would on a snare drum. Okay, you can figure that out until you've got a good diddle quality. But the way I do it, and a more consistent way of doing it, is actually using about 20% fulcrum but 80% fingers. Now, what you want to do is you want to use the rebound and do one stroke. Okay, you want to hit the drum hard enough to where the mallet bounces out. And then what you want to do is you want to close the fingers for that second part of the diddle. So all I'm really doing is I'm doing one motion, and I'm using the fingers to bring the stick back. Versus two actual motions. I'm using one motion, it's less energy. I'm using one motion and using the fingers. You can do double beat with it. Okay? And you're also using the technique that I talked about earlier with using your fingers to hit the drum. Okay, it's just about learning how to use your fingers and learning about the rebound.